on Spot Off, Chase Briscoe's move on Tyler Reddick in the last corner going for the win. TJ.
Does this look familiar?
I know what that looks like. Man, I like seeing that's I want to say that's Bristol, man. That's guys going for it. But I think Chase is in the wrong by I'm fine with him being aggressive with it, but when you wreck both of you, it doesn't look good. And Tyler's been running good. He ran a great race. He probably deserved to have the win. And, you know, I know you could say Chase already has a win this year, which he does. I don't think he should still go for it. I think, I don't know how to say it. There's a better way to go for it without cleaning you both out. Make sure you both finish first and second still.
Yeah, or at least
you know
one
what I mean?
Wins.
Yeah, one of you win. It looks really bad when you're both spun out and a guy backs into it.
I mean, my man went full send. He was far sideways. The roof flap came up on the roof. You know,
hey, A for effort.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I think that here's, you know, and it's hard to fault Chase because he was on the edge the last whatever it was.
Dude,
10,
I ain't
12
seen anybody
laps.
enter the corner like that, like slinging it in there.
And you have now run him. You know, he came from over a straightaway back, or it seemed like at least a straightaway back to run him
made up a lot
down.
of ground.
And now you get there on the last lap. It's hard to say you shouldn't go for it after you just worked this hard to run the guy down. But like you said, you know, listen, at the end of the day, it's a dirty move. It's you throwing it in there really with very, very little chance of a positive outcome for somebody. You know, you're not going to clear him. So, you know, your chances are that you're going to either door slam him up the racetrack and win the race, or kind of what happened where you slide in there backwards and take the two of you out. But like we talk about here all the time, win at all costs. And you can say he's got to win, but is a win enough? You know, we're talking about there's a lot of winners already. Is one win enough? A second win will definitely lock you in. So, you know, I don't fault him for going for it, but like you said, you have to have a better outcome than what happened there. I would rather see one of his win the race, not hand it to somebody like Kyle.
I'm a football fan, and this was a Hail Mary for me.
Oh, yeah.
He threw a Hail Mary, and there were 10 people on defense in the end zone, and he had one receiver. He had no chance of making that. He had zero chance of making that
None.
stick, whether Reddick was there or not there. I think his plan was to go in and maybe door Reddick, and they both come off there with 8 wheels and may the best man win. He missed that.
You can't door him with the tail.
I go back to what he did last year at Indianapolis on the road course. He wrecked Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin was leading the race. Like, this guy is starting to roll up his sleeves and say, you guys, I don't give a crap about any of y'all. I'm here to race, and I'm here to try to win. I got to respect that about him.
Denny also ran him off twice.
He's there to try to win this race. But, I mean, you guys are 100% spot on with what you're saying. It was a dirty move, and he had no chance of making a stick. I don't understand his desperation, right? He's already in the chase. He's going to have a good finish. Go in there and try to make a move. He almost tried too hard. Spot on for his comments walking down pit road, expecting the fact that he might get punched in the face. And hats off to Tyler Reddick for keeping his cool, because Reddick has done a lot in this sport. 2-time Xfinity Series champ, arguably the most underrated driver in the Cup Series. Not on our show because we give him tons of credit. And had he taken away my first win, I'd have punched him in the face.
Yeah. I don't, you know, and credit, like you said, credit to Tyler, because Tyler essentially blamed himself. Tyler said, I should not have let him get that close to me. You know, I had a big enough lead to where that should not have been in the equation. You know, I should have done a better job.
So did North Carolina Tar Heels in the national championship.
Yeah. You know, but, you know, I think, I'm telling you, I think if I'm Chase Briscoe and I have just spent the last 10 laps with my tongue hanging out, doing everything I can to get there, I don't know that it's just desperation as so much as I've got to take a shot. I've just rode this guy down. Like, I think if you're riding behind him for 10 laps right there and you're like, all right, maybe that shot doesn't come, but you just ran this guy down. You've just now finally got to his bumper. It's like, I've got to send it. And it almost looked to me like I think that Chase made that move and then decided this isn't going to work, and tried to stay off of Tyler. But at that point it was too late. And he just because if he was really trying to wreck Tyler, he doesn't turn the wheel. He just goes in there and door slams Tyler, and Tyler's in the fence, and Chase probably wins the race. Yeah. So, you know, but, you know, I think at the last second he was like, this ain't going to work. I'm going to try to spin or try to stay off of Tyler. And it just unfortunately took the two of them out. But, you know,
it was exciting.
Yeah. I
Hell
mean,
yeah,
that's
it was
what we
exciting.
want.
I mean, on that topic, Adam Stern just tweeted Fox earned a
Yeah, I saw.
4.007 million viewers.
You better
for
get
Sunday
your contract, Brett.
race. It is the most watched NASCAR event of any kind at Bristol since spring of 2016. So
Well, guess what?
people watched it.
We're racing on Easter.
Coming back.
Pack your bag, Brett.
Nah. I'm not going.
You know,
Got your own eggs. I ain't going to eat. I'm not going to Bristol to watch a dirt track race on Sunday.
one thing that I think adds into Chase's
I mean,
move
I
there.
hate to say this about it, but the spotters certainly matter at Bristol, but it's different. Like it's not. It's completely different than us spotting a normal Bristol race or a Martinsville race. Like you don't,
chaotic.
It's chaotic. It's cluster, but like you don't need this like high caliber. You could have a. I'm not degrading you guys when I say this. You could have a normal short track spotter that's good anywhere in this country. South Boston, Hickory Motor Speedway, wherever. Come do that race. I called Justin Haley before the race, actually on my drive up, and I'm like, hey, what do you need out of me this weekend other than the obvious, which is where they're running behind you. So if you want to take air off their nose, you know, take away their line, whatever. Like, what do you need? He's like, well, I don't know. I've never had a spotter at a dirt track. I said, great. I've never spotted at a dirt track, so we should be awesome together. Like, you could take that race, give or take a spotter, and maybe make it more exciting. And there's no other racetrack that I'm going to say that at in terms of where NASCAR runs.
I couldn't disagree more. I think that you need an absolutely high caliber spotter. I think we should all get raises for that race.
You should get double the pay. That's for damn sure. And an Airbnb. Bring your family, swim in the pool, hide your own eggs out there in the yard.
I don't think you can take the spotter away from that. Just simply because not every guy in this series is a true dirt guy. You know, like Larson, there's a handful of them that would be fine. Bell, Larson, Ricky, all them guys would be fine. But you got other
Maybe
guys.
we need to take their spotters away to make it fair.
Maybe we do. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a guy that like Justin's run a bunch of dirt though, so he's familiar with it. You take a guy that's basically ran zero dirt, like like a Cindric or somebody like that. I mean,
I tell you what though, man, like watching the cars, did you notice how some guys would go in there and they would almost get the car to set like it was concrete? Like you wouldn't see them get yawed out. You know what I mean? Like
if you saw my car sideways, we were spinning out.
Yeah, there were guys who almost had to drive it like it was concrete. Then there were guys who could really get on that right rear. And I just go back to, and we've said this a million times on deaf ears, this thing needs to have more horsepower. Like these guys need to be able to freaking. I know I'm talking about Martinsville, Virginia. Any short track we go to, we need 1,000 horsepower.
Two different styles. Like at the end of the race, Chase was slinging that thing into the corner so hard. Like it was.
That's where you could see the difference in the dirt guys versus the
100%.
asphalt guys at the end, or anytime that kind of got
when they
slicked
wanted
off.
to, they could.
Yeah,
do
when
it.
they wanted to, they could just hang the right rear up in the moisture on the top and kind of get it yawed out on entry and haul ass. So that was the biggest thing. But damn, you know, we talk about it here all the time. Reddick's going to win a damn race. I don't know when it's going to happen, but he's going to win multiple probably right after it happens.
I saw Tyler on pit road.
Maybe it'll be on Christmas Eve when we run an all-star race somewhere.